During the English Civil War, 1642 to 1651, Austria was part of the Holy Roman Empire, a multi-ethnic and decentralized political entity primarily led by the Habsburg dynasty. As a Catholic power, Austria was focused on its own regional and religious conflicts, particularly the aftermath of the 30 Years' War, 1618 to 1648, which had left much of Central Europe in turmoil. Austria, under the rule of Emperor Ferdinand III, was deeply concerned with maintaining its control within the Holy Roman Empire and securing its borders against Protestant and other external threats. As a result, Austria did not play an active military or political role in the English Civil War. Austria's focus on Central European affairs. In the 17th century, Austria's primary interest lay in its internal struggles and its role as the leading Catholic power within the Holy Roman Empire. The Habsburg dynasty had just emerged from the 30 Years' War, which was a conflict between Catholic and Protestant states within the empire, and Austria was concerned with consolidating its power and ensuring religious unity within its territories. Austria's military and political focus was on containing Protestantism and dealing with the remnants of the conflict in Bohemia, Hungary, and other parts of Central Europe. The Holy Roman Empire was recovering from the devastation of the war, and Austria, having been one of the main Catholic powers involved in the conflict, prioritized regional stability and its relationship with other Catholic states in Europe. This internal focus left little room for intervention in the English Civil War, which was an internal conflict between English royalists and parliamentarians. Diplomatic relations with England. Although Austria was not directly involved in the English Civil War, there were some diplomatic exchanges between the Habsburgs and England. King Charles I, the royalist leader in England, was a Catholic monarch, and as such, Austria and the Catholic states of Europe may have viewed his cause more favorably. However, Austria did not provide direct support to the royalists, as its interests were centered on maintaining Catholic unity within the Holy Roman Empire, rather than engaging in a foreign conflict. The Austrian Habsburgs maintained formal diplomatic relations with the English monarchy, but Austria's priority was on ensuring the stability of its own empire, which was facing pressures from Protestant movements and ongoing territorial disputes with other European powers, such as France and Sweden. Austria's relationship with England, although cordial, did not extend to military involvement in the English Civil War. Mercenary participation. Like other European powers, Austria had a tradition of supplying mercenaries for various conflicts across Europe. Austrian soldiers or Habsburg-allied mercenaries might have participated in the conflict in England, but this was more a matter of individual soldiers fighting for pay, rather than any official Austrian military involvement. Austrian mercenaries had been a common sight in various European wars, especially during the 30 Years' War, but they did not play a decisive role in the English Civil War. The royalists and parliamentarians both relied on foreign mercenaries at different times, and it is conceivable that some Austrian soldiers may have fought for either side. However, Austria did not send official support or organize military intervention in England's civil conflict. The religious divide and Austria's Catholic stance. As a staunch Catholic state, Austria was more ideologically aligned with the royalists, who were largely Catholic and fought to maintain the authority of King Charles I. However, Austria was dealing with its own religious issues within the Holy Roman Empire, particularly regarding the balance of power between Catholics and Protestants. Its primary concern was the religious and political stability of its empire, rather than engaging in foreign civil wars. While Austria's Catholicism might have led it to sympathize with the royalist cause, the Austrian Habsburgs were wary of overextending their influence, particularly in a conflict so far from their own borders. Moreover, Austria was also focused on dealing with external threats, such as conflicts with the Protestant Swedes and the rising power of France, which prevented it from getting involved in England's internal strife. Conclusion. Austria's involvement in the English Civil War was virtually non-existent. The Habsburg Empire was focused on its own internal and regional concerns, particularly the aftermath of the 30 Years' War, the consolidation of Catholic power within the Holy Roman Empire, and its ongoing struggles with Protestant forces in Central Europe. While Austria may have been diplomatically aligned with the Catholic royalists in England, it did not provide military support, and Austrian soldiers did not play a significant role in the conflict. Austria's focus remained on stabilizing its own territories and managing its relationships with neighboring powers, leaving the English Civil War as a matter for England to resolve on its own.